Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Talking with Heroes talk show program. I am Bob Calvert, the founder and host of Talking with Heroes. As I've mentioned before in other episodes, we've been on the air for 11 years now, and mostly what we're doing now is back kind of what I did in Iraq and Afghanistan is videos. People like seeing people, like to visualize and watch. So we're really doing really well on YouTube. The numbers that are growing are just amazing to me. But our website is talkingwithheroes.com, and our news site, where we have each video episode we're doing, we have like a talk show page for them, is thankyouforyourservice.us. But you'll also find other information on there for, by, and about our troops, veterans, first responders, and families. And so we're back here. We're still in San Antonio, and we're with an organization called Guidecom. We talked a little bit about the previous episode about military family. And so why don't you we're going to go into a little of the business side here now. Sure. Tony Garcia. Now, what was your rank again?
I retired as a lieutenant colonel.
Lieutenant Colonel.
Yes.
Okay. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how Guidecom and Line 1 got started and what you're offering?
Okay. Well, once again, thank you, Bob. This is just a great experience that we're having with you today. Guidecom started in really September 2014, and I did the initial work to do a strategy retreat. My son is the CEO of Guidecom, Anthony Garcia Jr., and after watching the company form and knowing what they wanted to do, I thought I could be some help. So first of all, Guidecom is a talent acquisition and placement platform. So what that simply means is that we want to help veterans get jobs. We do that by offering them a resume, no charge to them. It's a first-class business resume that translates all of their positions, their duty descriptions, their experience, their achievements, and their skills to the private sector. Well, when my son was starting this was going to be a manual process, writing resumes just like a lot of companies do, but with that military understanding. When I saw what they were going to do, I thought, well, I thought I could help them with this by helping them digitize their work. So the way this started was the first thing I did was ask Anthony if he bought into this. So we sat in with his leadership team. They liked what I offered, and so we took off from there. What I initially created was a skills bank, which was a hybrid skills bank of civilian skills that were broken down by strata, and the strata were strategic type of skills, organizational level type of skills, kind of the mid-level skills, and then direct leadership skills, which were face-to-face skills. Then we further broke the strata down by interpersonal, conceptual, and technical skills. So the three stratas broken down by three separate skills, which is research-based, based on Robert Katz's 1955 skills leadership system, which has been validated with numerous studies after that. Now, those of you that are in the military will know that at the direct level in the military, that's where you have your teams, your squads, your platoons, your companies, and even in some cases the battalions. And the reason that's direct leadership is because you normally see those leaders day to day. You may not see the battalion commander every day, but at least once a week or so. The next level is the organizational level, which is the level that houses your brigades, divisions, and corps, and it's more leadership through other people. And then strategic level are your major commands, and then of course your headquarters DA. It hit me in 1996 that you could really equate those levels across into the civilian sector. Such as at the direct level, platoons and companies equated to teams and departments, whether that's a manufacturing department, retail, and today a technology department. At the organizational level, that's where you have your divisions, your business units. For example, I was a business unit director at a large manufacturing operation. working in a division. And that equated to kind of a brigade level kind of element. And then, of course, I was also a senior consultant for an enterprise, which is the strategic level. At the lower level, I'm using probably more what we would call communications, technical skills to do a job less conceptual. At the next level, it's a balance, and then at the senior level, I'm using more conceptual skills. So your generals are using a lot of conceptual skills, but they still have to balance all three. So we use that as a basis then to crosswalk into the military, and we did a vector analysis to compare these civilian skills to the military skills, and we really determined that they connect at about a 95% vector rate. Which we're now also doing a correlation on. So these skills are now in our data bank, and they're tied to what we do with a algorithm to help us make the connection. What I'd like to do is quickly show you, how this system works. If I could just get up for a second. Okay, this is I'll hold it over. This is a rough schematic of our first cut of this. Right now, it resides in a very fancy PowerPoint, but I think it's important to use kind of your basic thought-provoking diagrams. So, picture, if you will, we have our military services, all 5 services: Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines, and Coast Guard. All of those particular services are broken down by numerous organizations, but more importantly by specialty codes. The Army calls theirs MOSs and AOCs, and our services have different names, but they're also specialty codes for positions people hold. What we've done is a major, very complex big data correlation of each of these service skills to military positions and job descriptions, military skills and education, military experience and achievements, and yes, even to civilian skills. One of the things people don't understand is a lot of our veterans were in the civilian community before they came in, or they have gotten out and become part of the civilian community, but we still offer them the veteran resume. And what's really important is that today, in today's world, somewhat post-Afghanistan and Iraq, although we're still in Afghanistan, in Iraq, excuse me, there are a lot of soldiers. Pat Tillman was one, where he was in the civilian world as a football player, but we know a number of people that have jobs as civilian folks, and then they go in the military because they're called by their patriotism.
Or National Guard and Reserves.
Exactly, which we serve also. So we then take all of these data points, which are now a conglomerate of positions and descriptions, military skills and education, military experience and achievements, civilian background, and it goes into our IP, our content engine. And that content engine is really driven by military expertise, civilian industry expertise, and then talent management recruiting expertise. You really can't solve this problem without those 3 domains. And we do our correlation, and when we work with companies, we really want to know the jobs they're wanting to fill, because then we can fine-tune the correlation. And then if we can learn their strategy, we can basically fill at different levels with the type of person they want. Now, so you say, what is this different from any other company? I will tell you that most organizations, both private and nonprofit, simply try to crosswalk military titles to civilian titles. And as you know, based on all your experience with the military, you can't crosswalk something like that, because it'll basically tell you, if you're an infantryman, maybe you can be a construction guy. Well, yeah, he could probably be a good construction guy, but maybe he doesn't want to be. So we have to look at those underlying skills to understand what is the best fit and what does the service member want to do. I think that this is a problem that we've finally broken down and solved, because we didn't look at this in a closed system, continuous improvement type of fix. Most companies, and DoD quite frankly, have tried to solve this problem by improving the systems that they have. And what we knew is that we had to create a new system, and we had to employ an open system concept with double loop and triple loop learning. Because as you know, once we run our first cut here, we're going to use machine learning, big data learning, to continually improve our fit. But we also know that we can't use data that's currently in archives simply to improve a system. So we're really excited about this. We are going to launch Guidecom in its full 5-service capability sometime in February. Up to now, we've been working with combat arms, the Army combat arms, and we've been working with a focus in other areas manually. But at the end of, I'd say, February, we're going to be able to serve not only enlisted soldiers, but officers and warrant officers. And as you know, warrant officers have some very technical skills that are really just critical to the civilian industry. Right. So that's the way I would break it down. I hope that's fairly clear.
Sure. And Kristen's going to talk a little bit on another episode about one of your affiliate programs, Line4 A.
Yes.
.org. Okay.
And just as a quick introduction to Line4 A, it's our community that's, as you said, a subsidiary of Guidecom that provides that connection that helps this particular system thrive.
Thank you very much. So, and the website is?
Guidecom, www.guidecom.com.
Right. And I think there's a dash in there, guide-on.com.
Exactly.
Great. Okay, well, thank you, Tony. Thank you again for your service to our country.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Great meeting you. So, folks, we'll be back here with more at Guidecom. And next episode, we're going to be talking with Kristen again about the Line4 A community and how it can is benefiting our veterans. And so we'll be back. And please share the video, especially with people you know, maybe in your own family, that have served our country or maybe getting ready to transition out, so they can have the information to look at themselves. And we'll be back with more on TalkingWithHeroes.com.